Imagine this. You're driving home, it's late. You see the lights flash behind you, blue and red. Your stomach drops, even though you haven't done anything wrong. You pull over, you take a breath, and without even thinking, you roll your window all the way down. Because that's what you do, right? That's what everybody does. But what if I told you that single reflex, that one automatic move, may have just handed an officer the legal foundation to search your entire vehicle, without a warrant, without your permission, and completely within the law? I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to prepare you. Because there is a strategy, completely legal, completely respectful, court-supported, that lets you hand over your license, comply with every lawful request, and still maintain full control of your vehicle's legal threshold. It's called the window crack strategy, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why 4 inches of glass could be the most important legal protection you've never thought about. Let's start with something most drivers never consider. The physical threshold of your vehicle has legal meaning. Your car is not just a car. Under the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution, you have the right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. That protection extends to your vehicle. But here's what the law also recognizes. Consent can be given implicitly, not just with words, with actions. Courts across this country have examined what a driver's behavior communicates during a traffic stop, and one of the things they look at is the physical state of the vehicle. Was the window open? Was the door ajar? Did the driver's actions create an opening, literally and legally, that suggested they were comfortable with an officer accessing the interior? This isn't theoretical. This is how evidence gets admitted. This is how searches get justified retroactively. This is how a routine stop turns into something much more serious. So when you roll that window all the way down, you are not just being polite. You are potentially creating what courts have analyzed as implied consent for a visual sweep of your cabin. Anything an officer can see in plain view becomes fair game. That's the plain view doctrine under Horton versus California, established law, the kind that puts people in courtrooms. Now here's where the 4-inch gap changes everything. A cracked window signals something completely different. It says you are cooperative, it says you understand your obligations, and it says you are the person who controls what crosses your vehicle's threshold. That psychological shift matters, not just in court, but in the moment, standing on the shoulder of a highway at 11 o'clock at night. When your window is fully open, there's a documented pattern, not malicious, not universal, but real, where officers will instinctively reach toward a door handle or lean into the opening, not necessarily with intent, but it happens. And when it does, it can escalate a completely routine stop faster than either party intended. The cracked window removes that variable entirely. It keeps the interaction clean, professional, and on the record exactly the way you need it to be. Now let's talk about what actually happens in your body and brain when those lights go on behind you. Your cortisol spikes, your hands tighten, your decision-making narrows. And in that state, most people do whatever feels like the fastest path to the situation being over. Roll the window down, open the door, say yes to whatever is asked. That's not weakness, that's human biology under stress. The problem is that the legal consequences of those reflexive decisions don't disappear when your cortisol drops. They follow you, sometimes into a courtroom, sometimes into something worse. The window crack strategy works because it gives you something to do in that moment of elevated stress. It gives you a procedure, a protocol. Your brain doesn't have to make a decision under pressure, it just executes a plan you already made. That is what separates someone who knows their rights from someone who simply has them. So here is exactly how you execute this. You pull over safely and completely. You put the vehicle in park. You turn on your interior cabin light. This is important, especially at night. It reduces tension. It improves visibility for the officer's body camera. It demonstrates immediately that you are not hiding anything in the dark. You lower your window approximately 3 to 4 inches, not 2, not all the way, 4 inches is the functional sweet spot, enough to slide a standard driver's license and a folded registration through cleanly. Both hands go back on the steering wheel, visible, still. You wait. When the officer approaches and asks for your documents, you tell them exactly what you're doing before you do it. Officer, my registration is in my glove box. I'm going to reach for it now. Slow movements, deliberate. You retrieve your documents and you slide them. You don't hand them, you slide them through the gap. Here's why this matters more in 2026 than it ever has before. Modern law enforcement body cameras record in true high definition. Every frame of that footage is potential courtroom evidence. Your hands are visible. Your movements are documented. The position of your window is on record. That footage is not just their evidence. It is yours. And when your compliance is this clean, this deliberate, this clearly documented, you are essentially creating a live deposition of your own innocence before anyone has accused you of anything. Now we need to talk about something that has sent more innocent people into legal jeopardy than almost any other doctrine in traffic stop law: the Plain Smell Doctrine. In a majority of U.S. jurisdictions, if a law enforcement officer testifies that they detected the odor of marijuana, alcohol, or another controlled substance emanating from your vehicle, that claim alone can establish probable cause for a warrantless search. No warrant, no consent required, just an alleged smell. Illinois versus Wardlow, United States versus Ross, the legal architecture supporting warrantless searches based on officer observations is well established and aggressively applied. But here's what most people don't know. Courts have also examined how an odor was detected. Was the window open? Was the officer positioned to inhale air flowing from the cabin? Was there unrestricted airflow between the vehicle's interior and the outside environment? A fully open window creates exactly that: unrestricted exchange between your private cabin atmosphere and the world outside. A cracked window restricts that flow meaningfully, and that restriction creates a legitimate legal question about whether a plain smell detection was even physically possible given the circumstances. This doesn't make you immune, but it reduces the legal surface area available for that argument. And if it ever comes up, if an officer claims they smelled something, the documented, recorded fact that your window was cracked becomes relevant evidence about the physical plausibility of that claim. You can communicate clearly through 4 inches of glass. Keep your voice level and direct. The officer will hear you. Do not open the window further to make conversation more comfortable. The seal is the point. This is the part most people are not prepared for, and it's the part that matters most. An officer looks at you and says, "Roll your window all the way down," or "Open the door for me. Step out of the vehicle." In that moment, you need to know the difference between a lawful order and a tactical request, because they are not the same, and the law treats them very differently. Under Pennsylvania versus Mims, decided by the United States Supreme Court in 1977, an officer conducting a lawful traffic stop may order the driver to exit the vehicle. That is a lawful order. If you are told to step out, you step out. Calmly, compliantly, without argument. But being ordered to step out is not the same as being ordered to open your door as a gesture of compliance before you exit. You open the door when you exit, not as a demonstration of submission. And being asked to roll your window further down, that is frequently a tactical request, not a legal requirement. There's no statute that requires you to lower your window beyond what is necessary to communicate and exchange documents. That request exists on a spectrum between courtesy and strategy, and you are allowed to stay on the right side of it. Here is how you respond. Not with anger, not with a lecture, with this: "Officer, I want to fully cooperate with you. I've provided my license and registration. Is there a specific reason you need the window lowered further?" That's it. Calm, polite, professional. A question that puts the legal burden exactly where it belongs, on a reason, not a reflex. If they tell you it's for their safety, you acknowledge it completely. "I completely understand. My hands are visible, my cabin light is on, and I want to make sure you feel safe. I'm not going to lower the window further, but I'm happy to continue cooperating exactly as I have been." You are not combative, you are not emotional. You are the most composed person in that interaction, and that composure is not just good manners, it is legal strategy. If you are genuinely uncertain whether a directive is a lawful order, you can ask directly, "Officer, am I being ordered to do this, or are you requesting that I do so?" Ask it once, calmly, and whatever the answer is, it is now on the body camera recording. That is exactly where you want it. Everything we've covered today only protects you if it's documented. So let's talk about how you build a record that actually holds up. Your dash cam is not optional anymore. In 2026, dual lens dash cams that record both the road ahead and your cabin interior are widely available at every price point. If you don't have one, you are leaving your primary evidence source on the table. Install one. Position the interior lens to capture your hands, your window gap, and the officer's approach. If you don't have a dash cam, your phone on the dashboard captures the same interaction. You have the right to record your own traffic stop. That right is protected in every state in this country. Exercise it quietly, without making it the centerpiece of the interaction. Just let it run. After the stop ends and you are safely away from the scene, pull over and record a voice memo immediately. Not later that night, not tomorrow morning, immediately. Your memory is most accurate in the first 30 minutes after an event. Document the time, location, the officer's name and badge number if you saw it, what was requested, exactly what was said, and the position of your window throughout the encounter. This becomes the written record that supplements the video record. Together, they are the foundation of any legal action, offensive or defensive, that may follow. And if anything about that stop felt wrong, if you were pressured in ways that felt coercive, if a search was conducted, if you were detained beyond what a standard traffic stop requires, contact a criminal defense attorney or a civil rights attorney without delay. Not in a week, not when you feel like it, now. Evidence is perishable. Your legal window, no pun intended, closes faster than most people realize. Here is what I want you to walk away understanding. The window crack strategy is not anti-law enforcement. I want to be completely clear about that. Most traffic stops are routine, most officers are professional, and your goal in every stop should be to get home safely and to let the officer get home safely. But in America, your rights are not protected by the fact that you're innocent. They are protected by the fact that you exercise them correctly, calmly, and on the record. The Fourth Amendment does not protect you automatically. It protects you when you know how to invoke it. The cracked window is not defiance, it is not disrespect, it is the physical expression of a constitutional principle that over 200 years of American law has affirmed belongs to you. 4 inches. That's the gap between a reflex and a right. You now know the difference. If this gave you something you're going to actually use, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because this is the exact kind of information that people don't find until it's too late. Subscribe, because this is what we do here. Real law, real situations, real preparation. Drop a comment below. Have you ever been pressured to open your window or your door during a traffic stop? Tell me what happened. I want to know. Stay informed, stay calm, stay protected. See you in the next one.